How's it, everyone? So last video of our 21-day lead generation initiative, 21 days to more leads. Basically, sad that the day has come. But yeah, I thought about this last video. If you're a business owner who's obviously dependent on generating leads for your business, I want to encourage you to start at the beginning. The first video, it's all curated. And, leads are the oxygen to a business. So if you want to breathe better, you need more leads. So to get the most amount of value out of this, start at video 1 and work your way up. For this video specifically, I thought about what I was going to talk about, and I think the most amount of value is going to come from me explaining the different software tools that we're using, and giving you insights to what tools we're using and what works really well, in order to package all of this together. So we've talked about a lot, and I'm not going to recap too much of everything because there's obviously why the videos exist. So in order to make the best use of my time, I'm just going to dig into, what kind of software tools we're using. So firstly, we talked about the landing page, right? We talked about the Facebook ads. I mean, obviously we just use, for example, Facebook or Google ads or whatever it may be, and there's not much to really talk about there. Those platforms exist, and I'm sure you know them as well, when it comes to driving the traffic to your site. But what we specifically use for landing pages, building landing pages, sexy, hot landing pages that are robust and easy to manipulate and easy to move around and nice to track and also to test. I could do a lot of A/B testing, and that means that you're building 2 landing pages to see which one converts better. We use Unbounce religiously. Like it's actually started using it about 5-6 months ago, and I've tried and tested a lot of different landing page software tools. Fast pages, lead pages. We've used WordPress as an example as well. We've used, MailChimp does landing pages as well, but like it's very, very plain. There's not so robust. But Unbounce is really awesome. It is expensive, $99 a month for the smaller businesses who obviously, are conscious about their budgets. But $99 a month, and essentially what happens is that you can do so much. Like you can do A/B testing. You can have multiple pages, like 5 pages if you want to, and essentially you can use something called smart traffic, which means that they will dissect the person technically and their cookies data, and essentially then decide what landing page will work best for that person. So if you have 5 different landing pages, they will decide which landing page will work best for that specific, that specific person, basically. So in essence, Unbounce is something I would definitely advise you get if you want to build slim and sexy landing pages. Next step would be, in order to educate the customer, right, if someone's downloaded your lead magnet, what's next? So we use GetResponse. Like GetResponse is one of the more affordable tools, but that's robust enough to allow you to build complex and sophisticated email funnels. So a lot of people use MailChimp to do automated sequencing, but again, like MailChimp is like, it's just not robust enough. Like I want to know I want to create certain behaviors. For example, if someone clicked a link, they want to tag him and put him into a different list and then send him a different email, which MailChimp doesn't necessarily allow you to do, to my knowledge, from what I've seen over the last, I've tried so many different tools. I haven't used MailChimp in a long time. Maybe they've changed, but we use GetResponse. Another good, amazing email funnel building tool is Infusionsoft, which I've also used before, and then it got a bit expensive, like a lot of additional features that I probably don't need. But GetResponse is amazing. You can do webinars, you can do email funnels, you can do standard emailing, you can do all kinds of marketing automation. You can also build landing pages with GetResponse, but again, it's not as robust, as awesome as Unbounce. So I use GetResponse separately to Unbounce when it comes to landing pages. I use GetResponse solely for email marketing and building out the necessary funnels. Next up, I would suggest, if you're a service business, you need to qualify your prospects, right? And you want to ask certain questions that allows you to qualify your leads. So I use Typeform. Typeform is an amazing tool that allows you to create quick little questionnaires, quizzes, questionnaires, and all kinds of stuff. And you can do awesome stuff with it. There's like 10 types of questions that you can ask, A/B questions, monkey puzzle questions, drop-down questions, text field, normal field, email, contact numbers. It has if statements, like if someone says this, take them to this question. You can give scores. So if someone answers this, which is not a great answer, So we ask, for example, we would say, what is your budget? So we'll say between this amount and that amount, and then the higher the amount goes, obviously the more we would want to ideally work with you, because the more we can assist in getting results. But also from a return perspective, the more money we would be able to get as an agency, because we work on percentages, right, to an extent. So with that said, we would score a client more. We will give them a higher score value, the bigger the budget. But then we have like 10, 15 different questions, and based on each question, you get a score. So it means that once you've filled in all those questions, it goes straight into our CRM, which is Hubspot, which I'll touch on maybe after this, with your score. So I would know exactly who to follow up on when. So if you've got 10 leads to phone for the day, you want to essentially focus on the most important lead, the person who essentially would be more prone to afford your services, right? So it's crucial to use something like Typeform to qualify your prospects, and then use something like Hubspot where you actually store that data. It stores the email, stores the contact number, creates the deal for you, where you can actually then manage the deal, because now you can take the deal straight through from the lead form and that interest phase to, hey, we've contacted the client, he said I must phone him again tomorrow, because the lead cycle is very complex, right? It's not a matter of like someone is interested and then they convert. It's a bit more complex than that, and it's crucial that you understand that and have the necessary systems in place that can deal with it. So Hubspot, you can then move the client, you can keep track of the conversation history, and what's nice is that we import a lot of this data automatically, which then gives our salesperson, and a lot of times myself, just perspective on who to contact first for the day. And that's amazing. And we also then use Zapier. So Zapier integrates all these platforms. So Zapier works with Unbounce. It connects with all the different platforms. So Zapier is basically your integrator. So it'll allow us to integrate Unbounce with GetResponse, and GetResponse with Typeform, and Typeform with Hubspot, essentially. So all the tools talk to each other, because it's all automated. Like, you don't want to do anything manually. You want to focus on spending your time on what really matters, and that's generating business, not sitting and doing tedious tasks, right? And you also don't want to hire people to do tedious tasks when it can be automated, because this is just unnecessary cost involved, and there's human error involved. So crucial tools: Unbounce, GetResponse, Typeform to qualify the prospects, and Hubspot. And if I have to think about a couple more tools, I can't think of anything top of mind. But some stuff I like is, like, there's a company called, I think it's Elf Timer. It allows you to build countdown timers. Sometimes when you have an offer, to create a bit of urgency in that offer, when you have a free consultation, that kind of stuff. So Elf Timer works really well in order to increase conversion rates on your landing pages. Elf Site is called, actually, Elf Site. Google that, and it's got a ton of widgets that you can use that can boost the conversion rate optimization. The conversion rate of your site. So if you want to focus on conversion rate optimization, Elf Site works like a bomb. But the 4 most important tools: Unbounce, GetResponse, Typeform, Hubspot. Boom. Hope it helps. That concludes our 21-day lead generation initiative. Take what you've learned, practically implement it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help. Email me at yandre@v8media.co.za. If you're watching on social media, just reach out to me wherever you're watching. Cool. All the best, and have a good one.